So today is like not just new bike day, it is new shop day for the guys at Berkshire Cycles. There's a brand new store opening. It is the world's first turbo store and it looks pretty damn sweet, so we're going to go and check it out. Let's go in and have a look. Here we go, look at this. Very nice. And here's the main man who we're going to chat to. Look at your beautiful new store. Mate, it looks absolutely stunning. How you doing?
How you doing? You?
Yeah, very well, thanks very much. Congratulations, it looks pretty awesome.
Thank you. We just pretty much woke up one morning and here it was.
You've been in the trade for ever. For
42 years.
42 years. How's it feel for you to go from a bike store that's been selling bikes for a long time, and you sell bikes for kids right through to, well, everybody really, to this type of store here?
Well, that's, you know, really, for us when we first started out, it was with second-hand bikes, just trying to plod along and earn a living, and that just grew and grew and grew. And, you know, my mum and dad, who started the business, had just worked hard, basically going to old tips and jumble sales and picking up second-hand bikes. We would take them back home, completely strip them, paint them, and that was our stock. So
really? So that was...
Honestly, yeah. You know, as a child, our weekend was basically on a Saturday going to jumble sales and basically clearing the bikes from them, and going to Petticoat Lane on a Sunday morning at about 4 o'clock in the morning to sell and to try and earn enough money to buy some bagels.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
That's
phenomenal.
Incredible.
It's, you know, in 42 years the way things have changed. You know, Dad basically opened the shop in the first, you know, in 1976 because he had had an accident and fallen through a window, and it was, you know, seen to be just you know, a way of earning some money. He lost 7 pints of blood, and we nearly lost him. And back in the 74, he had this surgery to be able to repair his nerves, and you know, they got him sort of 80% movement and feeling back. So that's where it all started from. He decided that he wanted to open this little bike shop in Crowthorne, and yeah, it's just been phenomenal. I'd love him to be around now to see this, because this is, you know, way and above the expectations I had. So for him, you know, he was an Irishman, and understanding that you've got to plug a bike in now to charge it up and to update it, I'm not so sure how he would take it.
Well, that's an incredible story. Thanks for sharing. I didn't realise that it's, I mean, look at how that's grown, and the industry's changed as well massively over those few years, and fast forward, you know, to now, and how important has turbo bikes been for you and Berkshire Cycles? What would you say the impact has been?
Well, you know, you sort of know a bit of the story, Rob, but you know, it all started from a lovely guy in Manchester, a guy called Brian Whittington that had he had an issue with his bike, and it had been into his local store for, you know, 13 weeks. Specialized were sort of scratching their head. They had sent motors and batteries, and every time the guy went to pick the bike up, it wasn't working properly. So I sort of like scratched around a little bit on Facebook, and you know, saw this guy who was rightly very upset. And I spoke to Specialized and said, look, this is just ridiculous. We need to, you know, have a look at it and see what we can do. And, you know, Specialized being who they are, just told me, I said, Chris, look, whatever you've got to do to sort this customer out, we need it done. So we ordered a new bike for him. And, you know, our feelings on mail order. So I rang him up and said, look, Brian, you know, you've got to come down to see us, but we're going to swap your bike, give you a new bike. And it was the best thing that happened to him and to us, really, because when we got the bike back, we, you know, went through everything and thought, well, really, there's only 4 components. 2 of them have been changed, so we need to look at the other ones. And that's where it all come with the clip mod. We found that the cable, the P-clip that was on the standard bike was digging into the cable and cutting the Bluetooth off. So the bike was working 1 second, next minute it was off again. And from that day to this, it has just turned on its head and gone absolutely crazy. You know, the little shop round the corner has been an absolute phenomenal store for us, and it still will always be the place that we're based. A bit disappointed you can't see the differences, because we have brought a new map last year for the other store. No, that's where it's all started from, and this is just phenomenal. You know, might look a bit blurry-eyed, but last night was the launch of it. Over 200 people turned up, which was just amazing. You know, people travel from all over the country, and that's where I can't get my head around. You know, that people just will travel for service, and these bikes aren't cheap, and you know, you need to look after your customer. So yeah, long may it continue.
Yeah. So the store a few doors up the road, you've got this real traditional old school kind of feel that I think customers really like, and you take them into the workshop and stuff. And I think that's part of the appeal of that shop. How do you replicate some of that down here? Because this is like ultra modern and it looks so new. How do you retain some of that kind of small bike shop independent feel in here?
With our special staff that we've got.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it all comes down to. We have other shops, and you know, I'm so lucky really, because our staff have been with us for a long time. They know how we work, and you know, as much as this store is fantastic, you know, that's where it all stemmed from, was a couple of doors down, and it will always be that way, you know. But people now that are spending sort of, you know, anything from £4,000 to £10,000, they don't really want children running around the shop with their little first bikes. But them customers are important to us, because they're the ones that grow up to be the new e-bike generation. So we've got to look after everyone. So it really is alien to us. You know, this is just phenomenal what Specialized have achieved for us. And we can't thank them enough. But we will make sure that it stays the same. We don't want to get too big for our boots. You know, when we get a complaint, or, you know, someone is not happy, we haven't delivered, we take it really personally. That was one of the things that we were really concerned about as well, was that, you know, the busier it got, that we've got to maintain that, you know, personal service with a customer. And that's the main thing that's, you know, been drummed into to all the staff that work in the old store and in here. So yeah, I think it's the staff, Rob, truthfully. Serve people how you want to be served.
Yeah. Are you worried about any of those other brands that are bringing out bikes, or are you confident in the product that Specialized have in their pipeline? Because at the moment there's like, 3 turbo bikes, but you've got a turbo store. So what I'm trying to dig at is like, what's in the pipeline? Are there any new bikes or anything like that?
Definitely, a lot more coming for this year. Everyone rings me up and says, "Chris, you must know what's coming." I really don't. Specialized, you know, are very good, you know, keeping things to themselves. But from what I can gather, the things to come for the rest of this year is mega exciting. You know, going back to your original question about other brands and so on, Rob, you know, if someone brought out a bike, in my opinion, that was as good as a Specialized, I think it's fantastic. You know, the new YT Decoy, as you know, it's a lovely looking bike, cracking spec, and I'll be honest with you, I'd love to sell them, but obviously they don't sell to dealers, and that's why they can offer such good value for money. You're only as good as the last bike you brought out. In my opinion, I've said it all the way through, every time we've had a chat, I think that Specialized are about 15 months ahead of everyone else. But I know for sure that it's exciting times for a lot of the e-bike manufacturers as well. You know, different motors coming out. People have sort of looked at the Specialized, and are sort of bringing that into play as well. So I think it's going to be really good. You know, the e-bike scene, as you know, is just getting better and better. And as long as the manufacturers, you know, keep bringing out fantastic products, it's going to be good for everyone.
It's healthy, isn't it? It's a really healthy competition and it's an exciting time because we are seeing new tech, new motors, wireless stuff. I see you've got a Levo over there that's got a wireless shifter on it, and it's like we're at the beginning of a big boom again in the cycling industry with electric bikes.
What's happening in the trade now is just amazing. You know, if I had another 10 large S-Works, they wouldn't be here by this afternoon. And, you know, as I say, 42 years, I just cannot get my head round the way the things are flying out the door, which is obviously very good. We're happy with that. But again, you know, going back with the manufacturers, you know, Specialized really do look after us. I think they look after all of their dealers. But there's also a lot of little guys out there, Rob, that, you know, to open an e-bike store is a massive, massive investment. And I think that there's a lot of dealers out there that, you know, really want to do better and to you know, to get into the e-bike scene. But sadly, you know, the outlay is crazy. So I'm hoping that the manufacturers are going to sort of like help those little people as well to be able to, you know, pick their service up. We're just lucky that, you know, we found a problem with the bike and have worked with the bike and with Spesh to improve it. So I think, you know, the reviews now from other dealers that are contacting us, we're always there down at the end of the telephone. We try and help them. We want people. As much as it's nice to have customers travelling from all over the country, we also want them to be able to have a store near them that can, you know, save them a 5-hour, you know, trip in a car. And it you know, it's getting that, you know. So,
well, that's good for Specialized as well, isn't it? If they've got a dealer network that's really, really strong.
If you had come to see me 4 years ago, truthfully, I'd pretty much had enough. You know, I'd been in it a long time, and it didn't seem to be going anywhere. But the e-bikes, you know, has given us a new lease of life. And you know, when they first brought out front forks, and you went, wow, you know, and then it's disc brakes and then 29-inch wheels. But this is just at a totally different level. And they've made it so easy for us, really, because they build a good product. Yes, you know, we found things that we need to tweak and change to make it to what we think is right. As for selling them, you could talk to a customer for 2 hours and try and give them the big sales spiel. But we always say, have a little ride, then come back and we talk. So that 2-hour conversation comes back to about 5 seconds where they say, can I have it? And it really is as easy as that. And we've never had that in 42 years.
It's incredible.
I've never had anyone ride one and turn around and say, you know, this really isn't my bag. Obviously, you know, the downhill guys and, you know, the serious cross-country runners, you know, they're happy doing what they're doing. But there are some customers that are very well-known cyclists that when they go out in black and a hoodie and a cap so no one recognised them on their e-bike.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Give it time, mate. Won't be long.
No.
So a little bit about the shop. What are you going to be doing? You talked to me in the past about workshops for people to learn a bit more about their bike, and what kind of stuff have you thought about that you could do to get people in terms of not to sell but to educate them on their bike and that kind of stuff?
Well, we've had some really big developments this week. I don't know if your wife's told you, but she applied for a job for you here. So we've got the tea side of it sorted out and the coffee. No, joking apart. For us, we want customers to come in. We want them to be able to work on their own bikes with our supervision to be able to, you know, make it easier for them to learn. you know, and some guys say to me, Chris, you know, why would you do that? You know, keep taking their money. But honestly, Rob, as you know, it's not that complicated. The more you look after something, the better it is for you, which then makes it easier for everyone else. We're planning on not having like 20 people in at a time, maybe sort of 5 or 6 people. We've got a lovely new workshop that's coming together here now, where the guys can come in, put their bikes in the stand and work on their own bike, get them to take the motor out. You know, the favourite one that we hear now is, I've been told that if I take my pedals off, it invalidates my warranty. Now, Specialized have made it clear to all of us, if someone opens a motor case, as in the sealed motor itself, that will invalidate the warranty. Not even us are allowed to do that. So they have no problems with people working on their own bikes. It's literally plug and play. So that's what it's all about. You know, get stuck in there yourself, have a little look, and that's what we're planning on doing, is to try and help the rider a bit more.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do some live streams.
Well, now we've got some sort of like modern type Wi-Fi. We might get some sound.
Can we have a quick look around the shop, because it does look pretty awesome. So what's going on? What have you got? What's this here?
This is basically the handover centre. So when you come to collect your bike, you will have the bike in the stand. We can talk you through it, you know, through the TCU, how the bike is charged, through the gear system, and also setting the bike up for you as well. So it's just like if you buy a really nice car and they should do a nice handover. This is what Specialized are expecting us to do, and rightly so. That's where it's just moving on. We have over here, we have the computer, where we put all your information, we get you registered on mission control, set all the apps up on your phone, and show you how you can alter your modes, you know, the Let's Ride side of things, and a little bit of the diagnostics too.
So you got a YouTube video over there as well.
Yeah.
Playing. Who's the star of that one?
I don't know, but is that a noisy motor I can hear?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
No, it's a guy from Fleet. He's on his way to work at Berkshire Cycles, making the tea and coffee.
And then what's this thing here? This retool thing?
We can literally, you know, measure your feet, your seat bones. Everything tells you what size bike you need, what length stem that you require, and so on. So, if I'm honest, Rob, this is very new to me. I've seen it in action last night and was very impressed with it.
I know Charlotte's been learning how to use it, and she's trained on how to fit from like shoe size to saddle size.
This is obviously an 18 motor, and also for a current Canevo 19. So you can see the difference now, you know, when they're side by side, and feel the difference in weight.
So this is the Pros Magus.
Yeah.
And then the previous gen, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's the 1.3.
Size difference there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
So the story behind the wall is basically, this is Specialized Chesington. So when we go in for our shows and meetings, we come in through this door here, which here is an entrance, which then goes into a massive, great big showroom. So when all the new stuff's coming out, this is where us guys sit and have a look and so on. You know, into the e-bikes and symbols, you know, even down to crazy things like on here. This here is your on-off switch on your battery. It's all of those little bits and pieces. You know, we can't thank them enough, and the contractors. So many of our customers have, you know, been involved. We've had guys that have come in and painted for us. Lloyd, that you know very well, you know, he's been helping out in evenings and weekends with us, originally fitting the shop out to get it to where Specialized wanted it. And I can't thank them guys enough. You know, everyone has just been fantastic. And last night was just incredible to see all of those people coming together, you know, it's like a birthday party. You know, you put a few invites out and you don't know who's going to turn up. And last night, you know, even Specialised were, I think, taken back with, you know, how many people turned up and their response to the shop. And, you know, you younger guys, you know, you're used to all this, you know, coming from your background. You know, for me, I'm just an old duffer that just wanders into a store to buy a baggy pair of trousers, and that's it. But yeah, I can get it now.
Yeah.
And understand, you know, the way that it's going.
Yeah. Do you feel proud of all of this and what you've achieved and it all coming together? And last night was incredible to be here, to see you and the team together and show off your brand new store.
It is lovely. You know, when I got home, to be honest with you, I was pretty worn out. You know, we've done some serious late nights trying to get everything together. And I sent a text to all the staff and just turned around and said, like, you know, just appreciate everything you've done. And it was lovely just for the response from them saying, Chris, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it isn't Chris. We've got, you know, 9 or 10 people that work here, and I wouldn't be anything without them. You know, the effort and time that they've put in and not asked for anything, you know, has just been amazing. And, you know, some guy said to me the other day, he said, the store is absolutely fantastic. He said, you know, when you go back round next door, you know, it must feel really weird. And I said to him, if it wasn't for that store around next door, we wouldn't have this one. So it's trying to get everything into perspective, you know. Yeah, we're definitely going to paint the skirting boards next door. But, you know, we've joked that the way things are going with the exciting things that we know are coming from Specialised, sadly, I don't know how long we're going to be here, because I don't think this store is going to be big enough.
Really? Wow.
I honestly think that this will probably become Berkshire Cycles, and the biggest store will have to be the Turbo Centre.
Wow.
Because, you know, in the next few years, it's going to be 5 or 6 times bigger than what it is now.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Well, thank you for showing us around, and maybe next time we'll get some of your staff on, because they are all incredible and they've helped me out with many things, like, you know, from spare parts to just always accommodating, not just me. And there's so many stories that I hear of your team going the extra mile and helping, and I know that it takes a whole team to make an outfit like this perform and be as good as it is. So massive thanks to your team as well. No,
that's it for sure. You know, they're learning all the time. So you know, for us, you know, it is lovely when you get all the, you know, the lovely messages, and it's always Chris, but it really isn't. You know, the staff that we got are incredible. You know, all joking apart, you know, you've spoken to me about websites and bits and pieces, and I just give you that shark eye, dark look. You know, Charlotte, one of our part-time employees, she's taken everything on board, and she has just done a fantastic job. And you know, right through, you know, Becky's been off. She's been off for, you know, 4 weeks, and she's come back, and everything is all strange to her. But it takes them seconds to be able to get into the routine, and they all work really well as a team. So awesome. Yeah. Maybe we'll get them on the next video. And let's do a video for them. Come and have a chat. Not that we don't want to see your pretty face anymore. No. Well, I'm going on holiday. One of our customers really nicely offered me his villa in Hayling Island for the weekend. So I'm going to get away, Rob. Very nice, very nice. We deserve it. Well, thanks for the chat, mate. And hopefully you get a load of people come and have a look at your beautiful new store and try out some of your bikes. Lovely. Cheers, mate. Buddy. Awesome. No worries.